Hello guys, hope everyone's doing okay. Right, so last few days I've updated software. Basically I was having issues with Subsurface, so I upgraded to the latest Arnold, which then caused me to have to upgrade to the latest Yeti, and then I went into Mari, which had expired, so I upgraded to the latest Mari. So run a few new softwares now. I did work obviously a little bit off stream, as you can see. Basically I started blocking out textures for an eyeball. So if I load this up, this is where it was at yesterday. We're going to rebuild this a little bit today, so I'm going to primarily focus on getting the sclera right, although I'm more than happy to kind of chat about other stuff, I guess. You guys just kind of let me know what you guys want me to do. But yeah, so this is where we're at. Obviously the day before that, I don't know if I have any images. Do I have any of before that? I don't think I do. No. So prior to that we just had a ramp, basically. But I want to get that into Mari now and start actually doing some work. We will do a quick ref hunt to make sure we're doing everything correctly. So we'll do that kind of briefly on stream. Do I have another tab open? I do not. Okay, let's just get that. So let's search old man eyes. I'm just going to kind of figure out what we want first. So let's go into images, and I will just kind of pull this off to the side a little bit. Put you in the corner maybe. So just so we still have some kind of ideas to what we were going for originally. So the main thing I'm thinking, I want his eyes to not look particularly healthy. I kind of want like liver spots and stuff like that, because obviously one of the main things of this character is how old he is, and the fact he's got all this like lead paint on his face. He's not going to have the healthiest looking eyes. So you know, a little bit of extra yellow in there, and some more pronounced veins than it necessarily should be. Is that Robert De Niro? But yeah, so we'll see if we can find any refs of eyes for like the right amount of veininess. This is kind of interesting. It's quite a small image. I'm not entirely sure that's a photo. But yeah, so what else? His eyes look too healthy. So I don't want to search unhealthy because I'm just going to get some horrific results. We do also have some existing eyes which aren't a million miles off of what I want. Like this corner's kind of cool. I don't think any of these are particularly unhealthy. This is obviously some helpful vein ref. But obviously we can figure out kind of what we're doing with that. Let's see. Those eyes, interesting. She's got deformed iris. This is flatter. That's interesting. I'll grab that. Open image in new tab. Let's just drag that into here. And then let's just crop it a little bit more tightly. Cool. I'm also just going to quickly add tools size large, so it only finds large images. This will help find things that are higher quality. This is interesting. It's a pity about the watermark being where it is, but it's still... Open image in new tab. There we go. Drag that in here. There we go. So, grab those. What else do we want? So I don't want to start getting into this territory of like doing glaucoma and stuff like that, or the starting stages of it. At least I'm assuming that's what that is. That's a bit too pronounced. I don't want any veins that are that pronounced. I kind of want it to feel almost like a haze. Like it's like a nest of subtle veins rather than one dominant one that really stands out. Which you can kind of get from this a little bit. We'll spend another few minutes looking for good eye reference, so then we can get into texturing. Obviously I already have a Mari scene set up a little bit. But it's not doing really too much yet, and I will be repainting stuff because I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo when I was setting it up, which is I created my masks and I created the paint nodes in sRGB rather than raw data, so it kind of has a weird gamma curve to it. Like when I'm painting, if I paint 0.5 I get a kind of different look than I should do. So they're just red, they're not too veiny. This is interesting. So something else that I noticed through looking at ref a lot is eyeballs tend to have like this little blue haze at the edge, like even like non-blue eyes. So obviously this is green, but there's always this like very subtle blue tint to the very edge of sclera. So I have kind of got that in there a little bit, although I'm going to pronounce it a bit more than what I currently have. Like it fades very slightly. I think it's more of a grey than a blue, but I'm going to push it into blue a little bit, pretty up a little bit. I think this will do for now. We got some eyes, so let's just quickly close that and get into Mari. So current setup is pretty simple. As I said, I'm going to be repainting all this anyway. And let me just quickly save my scene. Also, something is heavily bugged with my scene, so I have to keep archiving it, because every time I reopen Mari, it's not able to read the latest save. It just breaks, so I have to keep archiving. But yeah, so this is the current eye setup. So fundamentally, what I'm doing, or what I did off stream, is I started off with a base sclera color, which I'm then blending with a yellow noise. Then just quickly painting in a red kind of back. Then adding some shallow veins. And adding the cornea color. And then I'm just using that. And then I've got the shallow vein map separated out. And that is going into bump as well, which my shader is doing too. As I said though, I will be repainting that, and I'll also be repainting this guy. I think he's already in, yeah, he's already in raw data. But these two are in sRGB, which is not good. So let's correct that first. I'm just going to put my ref off screen for a moment, just so I got a bit more real estate to play with. Let's get that there. So just trying to arrange stuff on the other screen to look a little bit more pleasant. There we go. Cool. So let's preview this guy, and then we're going to repaint these guys. So I'm just going to go in, set this to raw data, which will obviously make it too strong. That's fine. And we're just going to go repaint that quickly. So I'm going to go at this angle. Going to get the soft slow flow brush. So shelf. And it's in basic brushes, I believe, and slow flow just down here. Cool. I'm just going to paint white. So let's just, I'll paint black, sorry. I'm just going to step that back a little bit. Cool. And it's set to project through, so we get a nice round shape. Still trying to get camera pivots to work the way I want. Like, is there a way to focus your camera on what's visible, not necessarily everything in your scene? Because when I hit F, it focuses for the entire scene, which isn't really what I want, to be honest. If you didn't notice as well, these eyes do have overlapping UVs. So when I paint the left one, it's also painting the right one. It is at a rotation, so it's not the exact same. So if I find, like, there's an identifiable vein right in the middle there, that is the same one as here. So let's make a smaller brush. So they are rotated from each other. They're not perfectly symmetrical. And I think it's flipped as well. Yeah, it's just rotated like 45 degrees or something, or 90 degrees. Yeah, so we can kind of use that as a base, but yeah, let's do this. Okay, am I happy with that? Not quite. There we go. Cool, so that's that one repainted. That's a nice simple one, because it is just a gradient. And let's preview that. Yeah, it's 8-bit, maybe it should be 16-bit. Just have to quickly paint that again. God, that camera's so sensitive. So let's preview what that looks like. Yeah, that'll do for now, at least for the first pass. We can also check how much is covered by the body. Yeah, it looks like fine. Cool, so I'm gonna have to repaint the veins now. So, let's go into here, vein shallow. I'm gonna set that to raw data. So obviously that looks awful now. We're gonna have to paint that out completely. So let's just get rid of it in its entirety. Cool. Let's preview that, make sure we've actually got rid of stuff. It's amazing how this brush acts sometimes. There we go. Cool. So we can actually go in now and paint some veins. So the way I'm doing this, at least for block out, is I'm starting with the vein brush to just kind of fill the area in. So if I turn off project through, I can then just go on to, so let's try to center the camera a little bit. Keeps doing that. It's not centering. Right, I'm gonna have to quickly Google this. Is there a way to Mari center on visible? So I'm just looking for the keyboard shortcuts. We'll worry about that later. Okay, so let's start doing some painting. Let's get vein shallow. Go into our shelf. And it's organic brushes, and we want vascular. There we go. And let's get the ref back on screen. What's the main ref we're going to go with here? Okay, we'll go with this guy for now. Okay, that's a bit strong. There we go. To begin with, I just wanted to add a texture. I don't want it to be super visible. Although I kind of want to not do that as well. Let's go into my painting menu. I want to turn on masking. Go to edge mask. Okay, that is a very tight edge. So for that will do. Just prevents me from painting over the silhouette. Basically, once I've got a base in using this, I'll go in and basically hand paint my own veins in there to get something that isn't just copy paste to the vascular alpha. bit of interesting texture there. Okay, so now we've got that. We can start going in. Let's preview it. Come on. See how close we get to the visible part of the eye. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now we can start going in and actually painting some individual veins. So, shelf. I'm almost wondering if it's worth adding like a separate paint node for the hand painted ones. I don't think I really need to. But it's something I might consider if we have some difficulty with it. So let's use the pour brush. Yeah, a little bit tight. Let's try. Worm, what's that like? Okay. So let's just use that as a visual guide for now. Not too keen on this bit yet. What we'll do once we've placed the lines in there, we'll go back through, do another pass to soften them in certain areas. I kind of want to make the brush sensitive to size. See if we can do that. Tool properties, brush tip, geometry, user attributes, stitch. Radius. Oh, that gives a nice effect. Can erase quite nicely. Yeah, I like that brush. Alright, cool. They're all going too much in parallel. Yeah, this area is way too uniform. Let's just quickly go back and fix that. Let's fade some of these in a bit. We need some stuff kind of following along here. Let's just quickly grab the just go to shelf, yep. And back into organic. That's why I'll quickly grab some soul veins to put here. Oh, not like that though. A bit much. Let's go with 0.1. It's a bit too soul. I'm having to do too much. Again, obviously we'll be pulling this back a bit, we'll be softening it out once we've got everything else working the way we want. So which one was it I was using? Turntable looks like it might be good. Maybe not. Was it worm? Which one was it? Four? Was it just 0? No, it definitely wasn't that. Which brush was I using? swear it was one of these though. Why do these all look the same? Wait, is it not actually changing? Oh god, it wasn't actually changing. There we go, that's the one. Okay, now let's go slow flow. And just soften this out where we don't want it anymore. There we go. Right, so we now have actual working raw map, which looks like that. Still kind of crazy, but we have that plugged into the bump. So let's just quickly change our bump settings. Oh shit. What's that set to? 0.1? Let's go into bump. So that might be a bit strong, but it works. Let's check how it looks. So something we have to fix is that there's bump on the actual cornea itself. So let's get that. Multiply. There it is. So this is going to be the opposite of what I want, right? Yeah, okay, so let's create a invert. It's fine, create it over there, I guess. There we go. So that removes the veins from the cornea. Granted, I could paint them out, but what's the fun in that? This is dynamic, at least. When the cornea moves, so does the bump. Okay, so let's give that a go. Going to go to my channel box and export both of these. Export flattened. Export current channel flattened. But what do I have you set to? Okay, you should be set to raw data. Okay, let's export flattened. Export all channels. Yes. Okay, and we're just going to go channel UDIM, same as native. I'm guessing that's where it should be. Although it's set to raw, right? So that should be. Yes. Cool. So let's quickly go in and Arnold utility of flush caches all, and Arnold utilities update TX files. Let that do its thing for a moment. Then we'll start a render and see what the new eye looks like. We may end up hating it, who knows? At some point I need to texture the caruncle as well. Okay, then update full scene. I'll go mute for a second while I take a drink. That is the wrong camera. Get that blue thing there. For some reason, render settings keeps opening like really massive now. Okay, so system. Where's debug at? I want to turn off depth of field. Diagnostics. No depth of field. Just saves me having to do it in the camera and then redo it later. It's one place and does it for everything. I'm going to hide the other geometries as well because I feel like they're kind of interfering a little bit. So let's hide Grim Group, Meniscus, and Caruncle. So while that renders. Quite like these ones. Definitely need to get a few more in. It's too, at least at this amount of rendering, it's a bit too subtle. It is still in an early stage though. It's hard to tell if our whites are white enough or not. So I'm pretty sure this is displacement, not bump. So bump is too weak now. Right, let's check the normal map. Yeah, this is from the actual procedural noise. Let's quickly go in. What's that bump? Oh, there it is. Double the strength for that. Double the strength for that. Okay, we're starting to get highlights now. It's probably too strong. Definitely too strong. We can creep that down from here. Yeah, let's step it down a little bit. Let's go 0.3. 3.5 actually, let's go. Cut it right in the middle. And just grab a bigger section of that. And I'm also wondering, like, do I want to go in and texture the iris? These grooves are so interesting. What are they? That has to be some kind of condition, right? That's not caustics. Yeah, it's definitely not caustics. There's a shadow there. I wonder what that is. So something I'm noticing is that the outer edge is a little bit more pale green. So I guess if we want to match that, I need to go back and do that a little bit. Too strong out here, isn't it? Oh god, that's awful. Okay, yeah, we'll need to calm it down in the map a little bit. Yeah, that's way too strong. I actually kind of prefer the old one. Which just had stronger contrast in the map. This is too subtle now, at least in my opinion. Granted, that this is also really strong. Yeah, but this area here needs a bit more going on. Okay, let's do that then. These maps are too subtle. Which might have been caused by my soft brush. I have to remember to redo this. God, how many camera moves did I do? There we go. Okay, let's quickly rebuild that last bit again. Multiply. Okay. And let's go into... Where's he at? There it is. Okay, so let's put this on my screen. Just pull that cornea forward a little bit. Oh, not cornea, sorry. The red sclera. Pull it forward a little bit. So shelf. Go to slow flow. Let's just increase that. Okay, now let's get into this guy again. No, this guy, sorry. Shelf, go back to pour, and then we need to go into tool options, make sure that jitter radius is still on. Okay, and let's just go in and increase this flow a bit. Let's go 0.3. Let's increase the flow a little bit, and then doubled it, 0.2. I feel like something I need to do is calm down this back portion a little bit. Yeah, let's go in with the slow flow, just chill things out a bit back here because it's kind of mental. This bit looks good. This bit's working. This bit is not. So, shelf. Can I quickly save this? How do you save a brush? Shelf. I right click. No. Okay, I'll just quickly do this. Just calm all this down a little bit. Oh shit, I'm painting through. I don't think I ever painted at an angle where it would affect the front. This means there'll be some really big wiggly veins at the back, which is invisible anyway, so it's all good. Cool. Go back to the pour brush. Tool, jitter radius. Jesus, every time. Okay. Back on screen. let's increase how blue that cornea is as well. So, cornea. Just increase that saturation a little bit. Say a little bit. I've increased that a lot. That's fine. It's kind of cool. Right, so save my scene. And then going to go to channels. Re-export both of these. Export flattened. All channels. Channel UDIM. Channel UDIM. And once that's exported, I'm just going to quickly archive my scene. Cool. So, quickly close this. Do you wish to save? Yes. Then archive this. Just going to save over this one. In fact, no, I'm not. Archive. And I might quickly import the iris and do a little bit of work on that. So let's go to what's the thing I'm looking for right now? Maya. Okay, let's view store snapshot and go to V-Ray. No, V-Ray. Arnold / caches or Arnold utilities update TX files. I know this updates all of them, which is a bit of a pain, but I find that if I don't update all of them, it tends to kind of get stuck a little bit. I don't know why. I'm probably doing something wrong, but so far I haven't found what I'm doing wrong. So in the meantime, this workaround works. It just means it takes a little while. Cool, so let's go to update full scene, and that will start a render. And I can just compare before and after. Then we'll do a quick bit of texturing on the iris itself. Literally just need to let this render. Okay, the bump might be a little bit too strong now, as a result of the new map. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Okay. Do we really have to go back that far? Apparently so. Either way, we're getting a bit more detail in there now. The nice thing about this workflow is it gives me a complete image. In terms of like I can see quite a lot when I'm still in Mari. Fuck it, let's let this do a full image. There we go. There we go. Yeah, something we can do to give us a starting point is we can import the existing iris texture, which is just done from ZBrush. We can import that into Mari to just kind of sample some colors from there, because the overall color I like. I'm happy with this shade. I just need to create something that looks nice, like, because it's too simplistic right now. I really do quite like this more ghostly outer side that these seem to have. I think that could look quite cool, so we'll do that. We'll give it a go. We'll have to keep it subtle, but I think this is starting to work. That's better to me. We need to get some edge. Now, what's the word I'm looking for right now? In fact, actually, has it got more blue? Very slowly. Okay, let's give the iris a go, just so we can make a big change in one go. We will store a snapshot of that. Okay, save our scene. So I just want to quickly grab one of the iris geometries because they are symmetrical again. So we will get rid of the lens. There we go. Cool. So this guy's got one UV set, correct? UVs, yeah, map one. Okay. So file. Export selection, and we're just going to go modeling exports. In fact, do we have a Mari location for exports models? I don't know where all this came from. Okay, but let's go get rid of that. Iris Geo. Just get rid of that underscore, it's kind of disgusting. There we go. And let's get that into Mari. So we're limited to 5 objects, which is fine. Let's add object. Projects. Person projects. Gustave Dore. Texturing, models. Iris Geo. Back to that. There we go. It's weirdly slow right now. This better not be my new performance. Just gonna move that to the screen. Okay, let's go into the shaders menu. Create a Fender shader. There we go, that's better. Okay, so first thing we need to do is make a tiled map. Plug you into diffuse color. This tiled should load projects. Personal work, Gustave Dore, texturing, exports. Okay, so it's not in that bit. It was in my ZBrush folder, right? Because it was a temporary. Exports, diffuse. There we go. So that's our current color map for us to take our color from. Let's quickly turn off spec. It's so weird, like how different the color is. I guess the shader's having a big impact, like it's dulling it a lot. This is such a basic texture. Okay, so this is going to be our base. So we will create a merge base. Then we're going to create a channel, which is called iris col. This is not raw data, it's sRGB. So we're just going to create a color. And that color will be this kind of greeny thing. Actually, should it be a greeny thing? Can I pick a radius of colors? Okay, well that can be our base color. No, I can't. Let's ignore that. We'll set that to be our more greeny color, a bit more desaturated, a little bit more valley. We'll create a ISO. No, we won't. We'll create paint. Raw data. And this will be called paint ISO iris top layer. Cool. And this will just be very softly painted in. Obviously, you want to keep the hints of like the old colors, so we'll keep this subtle. As a result, let's use slow flow. Okay, so obviously we can change the color after we've started painting it, which is the nice thing here. So I'm just gonna just get that blocked in. So we got that blocked in. Let's fix the color. Okay, we're going to want to remove that in a few areas. Softer brush, or at least a softer touch. these edges back a little bit. Cool. And there's some softer regions out towards the edges. Like that. But it's not uniformly this color, so. So I feel like this layer should come later, really, because we've got some really dark regions. In fact, this can be like a top soft layer, so we'll intentionally kind of remove this from some bits. Like never have it be full opacity. We can make a layer for below it, where it like re-strengthens it. You'll see what I mean in a moment. That'll work a little bit better actually, yeah. Really, I should get the high-res sculpts to work from. In fact, so apparently I had this the whole time. Okay, so this can be layer soft. Let's rename that. Cool. And we'll create another paint, which is going to be tight. Merge. Set these to add. Plus, I guess, lighten. Okay, so this smaller one, we're gonna use it to place this kind of like vein structure that it has. Oh wow, this is completely wrong color. I had this on the other screen. Impressive. These colors are so different. Luckily I'm just using this for patterns right now, but that's bad. So let's go into shelf. Get the pour brush again. Tool properties. Add jitter radius again. getting a bit more detail in there. Let's get back into this guy. We're just going to use this to So we need a little bit more saturation at the edges here to get that to work correctly. So let's just do before and after. It's weirdly slow. Yeah, so then to compensate, we're going to need the much darker edges. Wait, did I not paint anything into that earlier? Seriously? Okay. Well, that never worked. Let's just bypass that. Okay, let's get this connected to subsurface color. Where is it? Okay, so next one, blend. Ah, keep time blend. I'm so used to katana at this point. Merge. And we're going to merge some dark spots. It's like this kind of stuff here. This. So let's grab a color. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to replace the top layer with a clouds at some point. But for now, let's grab this. Paint. ISO, iris, dark. Get some We're going to replace this in a moment with a more saturated color, but... So let's replace that colour with something a bit more saturated. Okay, apparently saturation is really high, so let's shift the hue a bit. Value needs to go up a fair bit. Same colour as that, and value it down. Saturation it up. delete you. And then I'm going to add a lot more contrast to my painting on this guy. Let's increase this. Let's do a test render of this, see if it actually looks any better or not. I have a feeling it's going to look a bit too weird. There's too much, yeah, there's way too much contrast. Alright, let's shift these colours a bit more towards, and I guess, actually no, it's just a case of removing more, adding more black areas too. Let's move that back over there. In fact, I'm going to keep that on the screen. So let's go to shelf, slow flow. That go. So once we've got that, we can try to get these deeper vein things in the channels. Export flattened even. Channel UDIM, and that will export iris call. Yep. And then we can revisit the colours a little bit. Because this is too dark, I think. Like the edges. Is that done already? That was quick. Okay, so. Let's go to the outliner. And then go to the hypershade. Okay, and let's go to wait, that's still modeling. Texturing, exports, I one iris call. I should put these into folders rather than doing it the way I'm currently doing it. Okay, and we'll set that to UDIM even though we're not using them. I always like to have it anyway. That is sRGB. Let's save our scene. Okay. Save again just in case. Let's see if this looks worse or better. Okay. I'm gonna err on the side of better. This rim is way too strong though. We also lose a lot of definition from these guys. Yeah, we need to soften these edges a little bit. I think I prefer it though. Just trying to figure out if I actually like it or not. I feel like I just need to, I need to be a little bit more courteous to the geometry itself. Let's get back into Mari. I'm just going to remove top layer from anywhere where the geometry is raised. So I'm going to add spec back onto the shader, just so I can see what I'm doing. No, shaders. I'm going to temporarily plug spec color. Just helps me see the geometry a little bit better. Okay, so let's get you. What's if I notice? It's kind of ugly, but. Okay, so is this color here that's a bit too aggressive? We need to desaturate both of them. Oh, there it is. Saturation. Just pull that back a fair bit. Same with you. And then we need to soften it as well. I really hate this spec actually, let's get rid of it. Shaders. Let's just turn off our subsurface as well. So let's go back into this guy, add some more defined lines. We're also going to pull that back in a little bit towards the other colours, which I think is mainly a hue shift thing. Okay, export channel. Cool, so let's go back to the cornea. And what did I want to do? I want to get a few more veins towards the edge here, right? I kind of want to extend the blue out as well, so let's do that. So one problem at a time, let's do veins first. Okay, let's get into shelf, pour, tool settings, turn on just radius. We also want to grab isocornea, and I'm going to go to the front. Let's extend that just a tiny bit. So let's go to, where is he? In fact, actually we'll do it with the shader visible. Let's go to shelf, slow flow, and this is going to have to be very gradual. Like that. Channels. Export. Flattened all channels. Okay. Save. Close. Archive. I'll archive it over this one. Open. Go into, give it a second. Cool. Arnold utilities, .txt files. Okay, then let's go to, we need to save a snapshot. Okay, view, update full scene. Okay, we're getting a bit more of that blue now. Maybe a bit too much of it. We'll let it stay now for the... for now though. So something I want to try. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this is starting to look. Just improvement from that. That's not what I want. Yeah, I think this one was a bit more refined than this one. Okay. Yeah, I think we can safely get rid of this guy now. I'm wondering if I want to add any of this ring stuff. Like, it doesn't make much sense, but that's kind of why I like it. Let's give it a go. Let's store a snapshot. Get back into Mari. Okay. So I'm going to create another paint, because I definitely don't want this to be on the same layer. Paint. ISO top layer. Oh, iris. Iris top layer rings. Long name. Merge. Going to add these two together. Okay, let's set that to add. Oh, being lighting on it. Yeah, okay. Cool. And then just gonna get some sharper brushes. Let's just go with the pour brush again. I really like this brush. Pour brush, tool settings. Make sure we're definitely painting that guy. Yep. Can also set this to 2. So definitely painting this guy. Then pour, tool settings, just a radius. And we're just going to go through and quickly do some of these. I'm just going to increase this just a little bit, 0.22. adds an interesting texture, that's for sure. What does that look like on its own? Because we could export that as a display. Oh god, that's awful. We need less spacing. Let's quickly erase the fuck out of that. That looks awful. Cool. And then naturally, as a result, we now need this to be a much lower flow. Why has it jumped up to 1? Oh, 0.2. Love it when this happens. Because it's in eraser mode. Okay. There we go. Let's preview the shader again. There. Just adds a texture. There we go. I'm gonna add that channel. What's been my naming convention so far? I can rename it. I'm guessing it's Iris. Yeah. ISO top layer. Creases. Rings. So now let's go back into channels, export, and export channel UDIM. Oh wait, this needs to be raw. Oh, it is. Perfect. That's not raw, is it? No, it's not. Good. Channels, export flattened, export all channels. Cool. So let's go into Maya again. I'll move this off to the side. And then we're going to grab, that's already going to update. So I'm going to create a file again. Oh, that's not what I want at all. File, texture. This song is so good. Sounds like Tom Misch playing. Exports, Iris, top layer rings. It's such a bad looking map. I mean, if it works, it works, but it's just like, why? Let's see, I use UDIM, and then get rid of that. let's just allow it to do its thing. Can delete the paths later. Texturing. Exports. So we need to take that to the displacement, which is down here. And I want to AI layer float. Yeah, input 1. Z disp. Input 2. I'm gonna call this rings. Oh, can I not change the mode? AI RGB. Say RGBA. There we go. So we'll grab this guy. Grab this guy. This one is zdisp. This one is rings. This one should be set to plus because it will add and subtract because it's got negative numbers in it. And this one should be set to minus. And then this will be way too strong, but that's okay because I want to test it. Okay, and then let's flush caches, in fact no, utilities, update TX files. I expect this to break. I kind of expect it to crash as well. I wonder what those rings actually are, like physically. Right, so that, in theory, is now working. Well, broken, but working. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, there it is. So cool looking. I have no idea. What even is? I mean, there is no disp from this, but I kind of want to add it anyway, gotta be honest. It needs to be considerably more subtle though, so let's sort that out. 0.1, so it's 10 times less strong. Might still be too strong, who knows? I have to let that clean up. See, right now in my head I'm screaming, oh, it's too subtle, but no, I don't think it is too subtle. I think I'm just... Okay, so something I speak to students about quite frequently is the premise of kind of, you get details and you just want to push them. You want people to notice the little things you've done. So, like, I still struggle with this. The way I think of it is it's kind of a phase where everything you do you want people to notice, even if really it shouldn't be noticeable. So, for example, the famous one is skin pores. Everyone in their early sculpting career will do like really strong skin pores that are normally just a stamp brush or a spray dots thing. But either way, people will often add that. And it tends not to look that good, but you can see it, and that's all they wanted. They don't realize that refinement often means not noticing things. I'm babbling right now really badly, but I am going to crank that a little bit. Let's add 50%. But yeah, like the issue I have is things like these rings. They're very cool, and because they're cool, I want people to see them. But that's the wrong mentality. I don't want people to like have their attention drawn to it. If you know what I mean. And that's the issue I'll get if I define it too much. I feel like I might need another color layer on top to do this correctly. Let's check my color map. Yeah, it's pretty subtle. Let me create a multiply. It's hard to tell if this is a case of the color being too light or default, so that's 2. 5. Okay, so that's where we're starting to clip. So 1 looks like that. 2 looks like that. Because they're a bit more visible than what I had. I do need to reduce that a little bit. There we go. Because without that multiply, bit too soft. Alright, that multiply is not working. Okay, let me just... Let's go 1.5. Yeah, there we go. Pops it out a tiny bit. Because it is quite visible in this eye. Needs to be a little bit more blue, maybe. Although we do have some funky stuff going on with this. Right, okay, so let's... That's looking cool. Okay. So... this is a failing of my sculpt. Technically that's not the ref I was using. This is closer. No, which one was I using? This one. It's not a million miles away. I could define some of this stuff in texture. Because this sort of detailing is easy to do in Mari displacement. So let's just... lined up really well. I was kind of confused for a second. Let's go to channels, export, flattened. Well, actually, it's just a call that we updated, right? So let's export, flattened, current channel. And after that, I think we'll do some quick. We'll do some quick work setting up like a lighting. I kind of want to do a turntable overnight to see how it reacts to different lighting setups. So let's just quickly close that. Archive this. Right, okay, so that's that done. I think we can close this now. That's archived. Yeah, we can close this now. Cool. So, Arnold, utilities, update TX files. We'll do a quick little bit of work with setting up the lighting. So let's play that. I didn't. Okay, I forgot to save a thing of that. That's fine. let's get a full image of this guy.
It is the best instrument of its kind in the world.
Really miss doing my Look Devon katana. I've really grown to love it at work. It's so nice, it just does what you tell it to. And having like the ability to kind of organize your node graphs like you do in Nuke, with like backdrop nodes and all that sort of stuff in groups, really, really good. What are these doing? Oh, that's why it's looking different. Okay. I had some color corrects in there. Okay, well, I'm not going to correct for that, because color corrects are a normal part of LookDev, but okay, that's interesting to know. Yeah, something cool. Right, okay, so lighting setups. How are we going to do this? I mean, I want to render a clean image of this at some point. Let's get a new camera set up. So let's go perspective, which is already on. We will set this to, let's do 1K square. Okay, duplicate perspective, first one. Cool. We want this set to 0. You set to 0. Never mind. You set to 0 at least. Wait, no. Why am I doing any of this? Cool. We will just temporarily delete everything out of this scene. So I'm going to delete the groom group. I'm going to delete the body, the cloth, file, save as. I'm going to modeling, Maya, then I tests. I turntable dot 111. Cool. And we can probably delete the other eye. Cool. Let's get that guy. It's actually shockingly close to center. Okay, we're slightly higher. Oh, we rotated slightly, but that's fine. Are we not rotated? Oh, the eye itself is rotated, of course. Okay, so frame 1. Focal length is set to 120. Sure, why not? Set key, set key. Okay.
No, but I think it's changing. That's the main thing, you see. I think that's why the awards have changed, because the kids are changing for a start. And so is the music changing.
Minus 3. 30. 7. Then let's do minus 3. 30. And let's do 23. There we go. It's actually facing the camera now. Oh, just grabbed my back and it felt really good. Okay, so the next thing is to create a
That's the main thing, you see. I think that's why the awards have changed.
16
because
frame
the kids are changing for a start. And so is the music changing.
paste. I'll have that be fully visible. So I feel like we can actually lower this now, because we're not rendering the hair anymore. trying to find what. I'm wondering if I want to render 16 frame light turn, 16 frame camera turn, and then maybe a 16 frame just a rectangle light turning. This feels a bit strong. Okay, so let's do that. So light turning, let's do that. Let's go into the animation. Windows, animation editors, graph editor. Okay, so we just want to quickly straighten that out. And we also want to offset it by 1632 and then 48. So let's do 48 frames. In fact, let's do 1001 to 1048. There we go. So let's delete these. Render group 1001. Then 16. Okay, and then 32. Let's do 360. And then after that, we'll have the light turn off. So we need our camera to be animated. So there's iCam. Where is it? Show. It's concerning that I can't see the camera at all. There we go. Okay, we want to move the pivot point to a set location. How do you do that? We can just move this down, I guess. So that to 0, 0, 0. Nope. Unlock attribute. Break connection. Nope. Break connection. Connection. It was. Yeah, for some reason it's not there. Break connection. 23. Okay, so let's go back into that camera. .5. Cool, nice easy number. And then that should, from these frames to this frame, okay. So now let's show this render group. Delete these guys, delete that guy. This light might be really far away now. Yeah, it is. View, store snapshot. Cool. Disk. Get the sun in the right place. Functionally, it's just that acting as a disk light. I don't want any spread, do I? Okay. That'll do. There we go. Right, so we just need one last set of frames. So we get to 32. We then want both of our lights to turn off. So let's just can I keyframe this? Can. Where's the on off switch though? I can just set a key, zero that out, set key. Set key. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. Set key. Cool. And at this point, we want a new light to pop in, which is a area light. Let's lower that spread. that a lens inside the eye that's doing that? It's kind of a cool effect. It's a really cool effect, actually. That lens inside the eye is really kicking up right now. Look at the lens. Should I actually get rid of the lens? I actually need to turn off the lights of this frame. Yes, this light needs to come out of photo. Because 16, yeah, is the frame that we're missing. Yeah, so it's just duplicate frame. Cool. So the last thing to do is to grab this group. Set key, 38, 360. Set key. Windows, animation, graph editor. It's already set to linear, which is nice, but let's just quickly. Yep. Cool. Yeah, this is a bit bumpy. I feel like that's casting too much of a shadow as well. That should be glowing right now. I don't know, because I need the fluid. Okay, so let's get that fluid. Really? I'm very confused about the lens. That's definitely not correct. I absolutely shouldn't be doing that. Is there something about the shader that is wrong? I guess if I turn that off, yeah, it just goes black. Is it a glossiness or roughness even? If I go into this fluid and just set, it was fog, right? That was changing. Apparently not. So how was I can't remember the setup I used for this. Like, because I remember I used something to kind of soften the back of the eye, because otherwise it was just too glowy. That the scatter. Was that set to anything other than white? No, it wasn't. So if I set that to black. The lens isn't making a difference. Oh, we need to get rid of speck at the back, don't we? That's the back of the eye that I'm seeing though. Let's test this. If I set spec to 0. Oh, I'm not seeing the back of the eye. I'm seeing now. To remember where Corsics are enabled, if they're not already, or would it be in any of these? I'm just clicking on stuff. I really don't like that. I don't know why that's the max. Because of course it's enabled at that level. So I guess that's that ready to go for an overnight render. This bump is feeling a bit extreme. Cool. Well, that'd be where I leave the stream then, I guess. I'll just let that render for a moment. feel like I should definitely get rid of the lens. Yeah, okay, let's delete the lens. He's not helping. Just raising render times. Yeah, alright, cool. This will be where I end the stream then. I'm going to do some more renders off stream and hopefully have a kind of sequence ready for tomorrow. But yeah, so that's that then, I guess. I hope you guys have enjoyed it or learned something, or both, or neither, who knows. And yeah, I'll be streaming again during the week. Maybe during the weekend, not entirely sure yet. We'll get back to working on the actual head of our guy. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your night, and see you again in the next one. Bye, guys.